Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the arenas. This time, we're done with From the Shadows. We are here with Overdrive. And who is we, you might ask? Well, that's me, Echo the Caster, on the mic today with the wonderful, the fantastic, upbeat Gedster. Gedster, how are you doing this fine afternoon or evening, depending on where you are?
Or morning. It is
Oh,
11:10 a.m. here.
Oh,
West Coast,
okay.
West Coast, baby. But yeah,
Mm.
I'm doing pretty good here. I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of just chilling. I haven't casted Valorant in a hot minute, but I did. But I wanted to start the de-rusting process right about now. So real quick, just wanted to say thank you to Ollie and everybody else at the Reynas for having me on. It is very much appreciated, and I'm very excited to get into this opening match of, as you say, the Reyna's Overdrive. It's gonna be very fun.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun indeed. And we have a great match to start off with. It's going to be BABO's Gaming against Elysian Esports, right? So both of these teams are new when it comes to the Reynas. For one, we have BABO's here. Actually has a new IGL they're going to be bringing out for this match. It's going to be Devin, who is actually a previous player on INF,
Mm-hmm.
right? But on the flip side of that, we have Elysian, right? Who is also they're a brand new team to the Reynas. They've just recently partnered, but this
Mm-hmm.
is a full brand new roster for their org. So
Yeah.
lots on the line here. Going to be sort of a testing ground for these teams, and I'm really excited because of that to see what they bring out. Maybe they'll bring out something we haven't quite seen yet.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure to see where we go with all of this. But the band stage has already gone out. I know for
Mm.
sure that we're gonna be starting on Sunset. Ascent's our second map actually. But I don't remember what our third map is. Lotus, I think? I
Mm-hmm.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Lotus. Guys, I have a functioning memory. You gotta trust me on this one. But yeah, we are gonna be going with Sunset, Ascent, and Lotus as our decider.
Mhm.
Icebox, Bind, Split, and Breeze all out of the way. Not going to see any of those ones today. Not happening.
Definitely not. And let's take a look at our first map coming up here. It's gonna be Sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Now Sunset has become definitely one of those maps that's become more and more played, in my opinion. Um, and I would say this is definitely one of those maps that's more defender sided, right? We have that notorious when it
A little
comes to
bit.
people like Omen and stuff. We have definitely some notorious plays such as Tens over there in NA with the Odin on the box spraying down. There's lots of positions you can hold with that Omen pick. Maybe you want to go with the Clove pick instead, swap it out a bit. And that brings up my next point. You can have a lot of different compositions on this map that you can bring out.
Yeah, for sure. Compositionally, as you say, controller is definitely something that's a little bit less flexible. Like you say, we do see a lot of Omen, maybe Clove here. I haven't personally seen Clove. I uh, admittedly don't really know a ton of what the character does, but
Hmm.
either way, I know that uh, in terms of Sentinels, you see a lot of Cypher here, obviously,
Oh
right?
yeah.
going to be it's not going to be necessarily super easy to immediately shut down the value from the cipher. Obviously, the knife can shut it down, but things are going to go back up very quickly.
Yeah, you have to make sure you capitalize on that time you have with those tripwires down, which they should be able to do, seeing how they do have two flash characters, as well as they have Omen with that paranoia that they can really utilize to push in. But I mean, this is all hypothetical, right? And we've talked about BABO once they get on to
Oh, this is a nice spot. Yes, this should do. That goes there. This goes here.
Either way, a whole lot of presence here in mid so far. Oh, this is a brave peek. This is a very brave peek here. Rico gonna find the first pick though. Goblin as well. Finding a second pick onto Crow. And wow, okay, people are just dropping like flies. This aggressive play through mid has worked wonders for the side of BABO Esports. And now it's just getting significantly better for them.
Yeah, there you go. 4 on 2 already. Smoke's gonna come out for top of mid. Dido contesting the spike. Now Goblin Barrel comes out, does the flash. Rico backs him up.
1v3.
Evolve is able to watch out there. Marco, though, gonna be able to wrap that one up, and that's gonna bring us to 1-0.
Yeah, for sure. Like you pointed out, that mid aggression was pretty key in that round. I'm a little surprised that it worked as well as it did. I mean, I suppose it's pistol round, so not everybody's going to be able to get up to full util, but I don't know. There was nobody on the A site defending other than a Cypher camera. That's all I'm going to say in that department. Like, there was a Cypher camera looking at that angle, and then everything else was just like, what if we left the site completely open? So that was kind of scary, but it does end up working out for them.
Now with the one-way smoke here, Rico's trying to shut down any aggression, which it will work, but the real aggression here is happening on this B site. Actually, as I said that, they're going to go ahead and back up. They were able to taunt a little, assume that the players are rotating, but look at this, Unravel is holding mid here against it.
Oh no. Oh, he knows. He's got to back off, gets rid of the tripwire, and manages to dodge Dizzy as well. Makes it out of there alive with some very, very slick, fast movement. But now we have a 5-man push through mid. I don't think the door into market has been closed here, so that might be the play. Or they could just run straight through mid. That works too. Down goes Marco. That's a good first pick for the side of Elysian, but Rico's going to trade that one out with the Stinger in hand. Posing, Neon goes down, and now you're just peeking it with that sprint. But like I said, market is now free. They're running through. Lots of players spotted there, but Crow is going to be the first to fall. Spike does get planted, and now they're on a timer, but it's a 1v4, and it will not be enough. All right, wow, round 2, and we're already seeing the tactical crouching.
Yeah, already a little bit of fun plays coming out right there, but that is the round that Babos is expected to take. Who is supposed to take this one. They're going to be able to really heavily buy up those rifles, have the gun advantage here, have the armor advantage as well. However, I'm not going to say that they easily take this, right? We've seen times before that teams have been able to shut down players here, bringing it to that 3-0 and maybe even a 4-0 with that economical deficit afterwards. But really, Elysian, if there's ever a round to take, it's this one. Standard Valorant, 2-1 scoreline coming your way.
See, you say this, and you're not wrong, but I feel like lately, in particularly super top level play, we've seen that happen less and less, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, generally speaking, like, I don't know if you were watching, I believe it was Genji versus, God, was it FPX last night? But they were, Genji was struggling on map 1. It was not pretty. They managed to bring it back and lose regardless in overtime, but they went down pretty significantly early on, and that is kind of just how Valorant has been played out lately. Super snowbally, and with the spike going down this early, it is a 4 versus 4. So it still could go either way pretty definitively, but they know where almost everybody is at this point. The ciphers get traded out. No more intel for that, and just like that, Elysian, they're gonna take their first round here.
Yeah, there you go. Elysian, like I said, expected to take that. It was a little rough, though. They were only allowed to keep 2 players alive, with most of their weapons disappearing there. But for the most part, like I said, expected for them to take this round. Now, this is going to be a really key round, right? We're going to have Babos having the money to go ahead and buy up here, have those weapons in their hands, with now Elysian having a couple weapons, mostly rifles. And so this is the pivotal round. You can either see the equalization here come out from Elysian, or a 3-1 shutdown come out from Babos, which could really allow them to do that snowballing you mentioned and start to really build up some momentum.
A whole lot of mid pressure being put out here, but
Right there.
they are going to opt to back out of this one and just start pushing slowly through B main. I don't disagree with this, especially since you've already used the knife to detect at least one player in market, but if you're 5-manning this, you know that there's going to be people here. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. We're good. I thought he was going to get stuck in his drone for a moment. I've had nightmares about things like that happening to me, but either way, very fast push onto the site. Going to be an easy spike plant. But Marco and Evolve both going down super early here. 2 for 2. Oh, Crow in the back. Finding another shot onto Nesto. Now it's a 2 versus 3 here in the retake. Devin needs to come up huge, and Rico on the flank could potentially find a pick here, but they don't know where he is right now. But I think they suspect that he might be here because of the tripwire getting broken. Yeah, it kind of just seems like,
I'm out of here.
yeah, Rico's just gonna play to get a rifle, get out of there. No problems, no issues. It will be a 2-2 half so far.
Yeah, that was the smartest play from Rico there. There was no real attempt to try and win that. That clutch scenario was very unlikely to win, especially considering the amount of time they had. And of course, now there's going to be another buy round from both these teams, and you want to have that extra rifle so that maybe you can use your credits to buy your teammates or try to buy up for Legion here. It was just, sorry, for Babos there, it was just a smart play to do there. And now, again, we're going to have another pivotal round coming up here. We're going to have both these players, both these teams on rifles. Whoever takes this will definitely have that early momentum again. They're going to start building up those easy points. I really like this one way here, though. Look at this. This allows Rico to get in there with the Stinger because they dropped that Vandal to one of their teammates and try and scavenge another gun for themselves. And it might just be Unravel here. But no, they're trying to back up a bit, trying to get to safety.
Yeah, that cage is going to get the Cypher out of there in one piece, but fortunately for the side of the Elysian, the entirety of A site was basically left open. Like, Cypher almost always will be going over to the B site, but every so often you can catch him unawares over on A, and it's definitely a less conventional setup for him over there. Is it worse? I don't think so, but it's harder for sure for the Cypher player. And now either way, you're down your Cypher on defense. Got 4 versus 5 retake. This is starting to snowball a little bit out of control for them. Oh, wait a minute.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, the Hunter's Fury from off-site finding Rico. Marco running and gunning. Looking like a game of Overwatch out here, but there's no time to defuse. Spike's gonna blow up. Marco's not gonna be able to escape. And that's the first lead of the series so far for Elysian.
Yeah, there you go. 3-2 for Elysian here. There you go, taking the lead after that 2-0. But like I mentioned, it was pretty standard Valorant at the start. You had them buy their rifles, win their rifle round against Babos's bonus. and then each team bought up, but we're really seeing that Elysian is taking these buy rounds, these full buy rounds, and that's what's important. If they lose on those really early buy rounds or pistol rounds, those aren't the pivotal rounds. It's these ones where you have the full buys, and if they're able to win every one of their full buys, they are in a great position and have nothing to worry about. But I worry about Rico here with the judge,
no.
who's gonna get unravel as they're trying to lurk around to their teammates. And now it's going to be a 4-on-5 with Spike yet to go down.
Okay, but they know exactly where the side of BABO is playing at this point. That was a nice shot from Fasao to preserve their own life. Otherwise, that Cypher definitely taking it away from them. But because of the aggressive push through mid and the aggressive push down A with the use of the Gecko ultimate, they just know exactly where everybody is. And now it's a 1 versus 2. Kill D for the round.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, but you can't get them both. It was a good use of the recon dart, but since they're both right there, it's just impossible.
It was really smart there how Babos did that. I loved how they had the lurk around to take down Unravel as they were trying to get to their team. They knew Unravel was probably going to lurk around because that's what Unravel likes to do, and they were able to catch him off guard. That left it in a 4 versus 5. Brought it down to a 1 versus 2. They played it perfectly, had one person stick the defuse, had the other swing out of that smoke, and it was a really, really nice round to see from them. But now looking into the next round, Babos is again looking pretty scrappy with their buy here, with Elysian having a ton of rifles, ton of heavy shield, and 3 ults to utilize here. It's looking like their round, especially considering Fasu was starting to push into market there, but Nesto was able to take him down. Now going to have that rifle in their hands. The rest of Elysian is coming from B main here. No trip players to really contest their motion. Devin tried to bring out the 10s there, but unfortunately it's not going to work. Evolve able to take him down, and that's going to bring us a 3-on-3 with Spike going down.
Not this time, Devin. I do appreciate the attempt to recreate history there, but not this time. Smoke goes down, and now very quick defuse coming out, but because they don't have a Gecko on this team, it's going to be significantly more difficult for them to get the defuse down. They just have to put a body on it and stick it, and they're going to do that for a while, but once you lose that many players, it's just so easy to track down the last player. But at the very least in all of that, Elysian does get forced to burn their Cypher ultimate, so
it's great stuff. Great stuff you love to see here. Elysian still, again, going to have that full buy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you play a post plant, right? 4 of them all lined up, a firing squad to that Spike, able to shut them down nice and easily. And now Babos going to be able to buy some guns this time. So let's not count them out yet. They still have a slight shield disadvantage here compared to Babos, but they still have a fighting chance to take this round. And if they play, all they need to do is get the Spike down, because we know that their post plant is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, every time they've been able to get that Spike plant down initially, they've been able to convert off of it. Huh. And so far, I mean, we're seeing a very effective entry onto the site here. Once again, this is just textbook from them. Oh my god. Yeah, Goblin goes down immediately. that's just tragic, really. But that's a really nice shot from Rico to trade out for Evolve there. No more smokes to work with. That makes the post plant just that slight bit harder, but definitely still not impossible. They have a lot of the right players for this. Devin goes down to a phenomenal shot from Fasao, but it's not going to be enough for now. Still, 3 versus 2, and 1 player on a weird angle. Unravel with the Phantom from Market is going to take Rico out of the picture, and Marco has too many angles to worry about. 3 to 5 now for Elysian.
Yeah, 3 to 5. Really, really great stuff from Elysian. And now Babos again stuck with just pistols. 2 classics, 3 sheriffs. Not an ideal situation to be in with at all. With the only ult they have being Devin's. But that's not really an ult from the shadows. You can't really use that on a round like this. If they had Rico's ult on the Neon, maybe they could do something there, but not a ton they can do. They're probably just gonna through this aggression in B mid, try to get some guns in their hands or at least get death credits. But other than that, there's not a ton they can do. I do like how Elysian here is playing more conservative. They're expecting that Babos does push in, which they are doing. But for the most part, it's definitely looking like Elysian should take this round too, which if they do, which they should, that would be a tied. The worst they could do is tie up for next half for a 6-6.
That's true. But as it stands, they recognize this aggression here. There were 4 people in tiles. There were 4 people in tiles and only one person hanging back. It's that Cypher. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense. The longer you can keep that utility online, the better. But, like, man, you have a pretty good idea of where basically everybody is right now if you're Rico. But that fault line could throw a wrench in your plans. This Gecko has the mosh pit. Potentially to just delay this plant for a little while longer, but it's a matter of can this Neon fall anytime soon? No! Vasal's gonna find 2. Make it 3!
Wow.
Will it be 4? Not quite. Rico gonna hit that headshot, but not gonna be enough. Just gonna come down to Devin at this point. He can't break that tripwire because then they'll know exactly where he is, but there's not a hope in hell of him winning this round.
Yeah, this is extremely rush. My guess is that they might just push in to try and get a gun, or like I said, get those death credits. Maybe wait for an exit frag.
Oh, they know.
Yeah, now the position is pinpointed. Tries to smoke off top mid to get something. Gets the head tap on Unravel, but unfortunately, that's not a Vandal. That's a Stinger you have in your hands, and that is not 150 headshot. So they are gonna fall. But Elysian, you're an Elysian fan here. You are in a great position, 3-6 for this first half coming up on what is considered by a lot of people to be a CT-sided map. And your team's on the attacking side right now. Your team also has full weapons, full shield, and also has a From the Shadows to utilize. But I'm not a hater. I'm not going to discredit Babos. They're a good team. They have rifles again. They need to take this. They need to shut down Elysian's momentum and start to get some of their own. And if they do, I definitely think they could get a 6-6 scoreline.
It's very possible for them to like stymie the flow of both economy and just in-game momentum here. But I think a lot of it is going to come down to the ultimate economy here. Both teams only having From the Shadows right now, but for the rest of this half, the next 3 rounds, things like the Neon ultimates on both sides, the Hunter's Fury, the oh my god, Nesto. All right, you'll take that if you're Nesto. Unfortunately, Crow and Evolve are going to trade out a couple more kills there, and now nobody is on the A site. This has to be a 2 versus 4 retake, and that is a tall ask for these 2 players.
It's definitely hard, but it might be a tall ask, but who knows? Maybe Rico is 6 feet tall. Let's see. They're starting to push up a bit. Spike ticking away as Rico is clearing to the left. Phantom in the hands. That fault line comes out. Rico able to find Crow. Unravel finds Goblin Barrel, though. 1 versus 3 for Rico. Able to find one. Gets info on the other. A little bit of damage done to Evolve.
Oh,
but
Unravel.
no, Unravel is unraveling Rico's consciousness with a bullet to the brain. 3-7 on the scoreline. Elysian maintains that lead, and the timeout comes out from Babos.
Yeah, the lead is thoroughly maintained at this point. 3-7 is looking extremely solid for them. 4 ults apiece, though. This is what I was talking about. Now that we have Thrash online, now that we have one team's Neural Theft online, a whole lot of interesting plays open up here, particularly for the side of Vivos, because they have 2 ultimates that are very good at telling you where the attack is coming from.
Yeah, there's I mean, Elysian is a really, really solid team right now. But I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be a rough buy here from Babos. They might be able to scrap something together, but they're going to have to do something. Yeah, look at this, 3,000 credits each. That's really, really rough to work with. However, they do have 4 ultimates. Maybe they could string something together for next round, bringing it to an 8-4. But then you're going to be on the attacker side. You do have a pretty aggressive comp, but you don't have that KO pick that Elysian has to shut down the tripwires and the Cypher util. And let's talk about that for a second. Crow here on that KO pick, 13 kills, 4 deaths, and 3 assists.
Holy.
Really, really strong performance.
Yeah, going nuclear so far. It's what you absolutely love to see out of your initiator player. Generally, people like to expect the duelist to be that top fragger, but you'll not complain if it's your initiator, really. Like, wow, you get your ultimate more often, one of the most impactful in the game, but with that no command, I'll take it, you know? But either way, a couple more picks are going to go out for the side of Elysian. BABO is struggling very hard right now, and particularly with that null command going out. I'm not sure I agree with the null command necessarily, but if it gets you the spike down guaranteed, then all right.
Well, let's see. Goblin Barrel able to take down Crow there with a Sheriff headshot. Unravelo traded out, gets a 3K coming out here. And now it's Nesto. 1 versus 3. Left to do the impossible. Nesto, will you be able to do it? Odds are against you. Yeah. Nice clean headshot there from Killed. It's going to be a 3-8. But, however, we could definitely see, should Babos leave this, or let this round go, rather, we could see that 9-3 curse come out.
This goes here.
Do not remind me of the 9-3 curse. I just watched my favorite team lose on Lotus to G2 a few days ago after going up 9-3. I was so mad.
It's real.
I was so mad.
That goes there.
Don't even get me started, bro. I'm just not watching the rest of Shanghai. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
That's crazy.
I'm too much of a T1 fan. You don't get it. Marco gonna find the first pick onto Fasao right after the initial usage of that Neon ultimate, but 2 for 2 trades, a couple shotgun blasts ring out, and suddenly a couple more players have fallen. Now, it is just the breach on the site right now.
Take flight.
The Cypher is creeping up, and they know that they're here in the hallway, especially because of this drone, but does the drone spot out this player? It does, but that's a brave TP evolve. I'm not sure I agree with it. And Unravel just peeks through the smoke blind. All right. Okay. You're dead. You're just dead. They know where you are. Fault line. 47 seconds.
Scanning ahead.
You could try to make a run for B site, but realistically, do you have time? Oh my god, you have time.
Definitely.
The Cypher is going to know that you're there because of the camera and the tripwires, but you have so much time. You can totally get this plant down and then play for something crazy.
Wow. Spike is going to be able to go down. They have the Hunter's Fury as well to play for that post plant if they do it right. My guess is they would need to take down at least one player before they attempt that, though. The cam's going to spot him out. And they broke the door to make it sound like they're going to have some go market, but they're actually all going boba, which could backfire because this is what Killed is holding. Gets the headshot.
No way.
Setting up for Nesto, but the trip blocks him. Don't worry, though. They have a recon dart. It does not hit anyone. The sound cue confirms that Killed left that. Able to spray one down, but Goblin Barrel. Congo line there, able to take down Killed. It's going to be that 8-4. No 9-3 today, Getster. Here we go.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm having... I was about to have, like, a PTSD attack there for a moment. Poor T1. I'm going to keep bringing it up because I'm still mad. Anyway. No, but 4-8, you're not particularly happy with that if you're on the side of BABO, just because like we've pointed out previously, this is a pretty defender-sided map, and now you're on the attack half without the Sova, which I think that despite Kilda only going 8-8, I think that the Sova is one of the more important parts of the attacking composition here on Sunset, just because of how the utility works recon wise, right? You have a couple flashes, you have the Gecko to help you get plants down easier, but the Sova was partially in play to help you clear out these sites and like use the recon darts. We saw it several times actually during the first half, but that Sova was extremely important, and I don't know if this Breach Gecko, excuse me, is going to end up having a similar effect like they're hoping for.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. I do like the aggression we're seeing here from BABO's already. Lots of early, mid, and site control now. Still 5 players alive. Rico getting ready for a little bit of an extension, preparing for maybe an unravel to push through or some sort of control to try and come out from Elysian. But so far, it's a pretty easy setup. I like what we're going to see with the flashbang and the recon dart there. Get some info, but Evolve, they're able to get one. Marco finds Unravel, though. Fasao able to take down Devin. But look at this. Trades back and forth. Evolve on for a 3K. Now it's a 1 versus 2. 22 HP, Marco. What can he do? You're shooting the wrong place. It's a false ping from your teammates. That's gonna lose the round there. It's gonna be 4-9 for Elysian off a faulty ping. Unfortunate.
We call that a tragedy in the business. That is just so sad. But you always got to remember, it's so easy to look at that and laugh in the moment as the casters or as somebody who's watching from home, but they don't get the outlines like we do. It's such a gamble, such a risky guess to just... First of all, are they sticking that defuse? Like, you can't tell immediately. Unless you hear the more high-pitched beat from the half, you have no idea. But at very least for now, you've stabilized with an opening pick here.
Solid opening pick. 5-4. I like Devin's little work here. Crow, though, with that outlaw. 140 body shot, by the way. Insta-kill on this bonus round. But it's a really expensive buy. That's how you can tell Crow's getting confident. Look at this. Evolve came to back him up. Great communication there again from Elysian, allowing now a 3 versus 4. I mean, it's not great right now for BABO. It's trying to push up. Fasao able to find another, and Nesto's gonna fall now. 1 versus 4. Marco was able to find one. Has the spike. They could go for a rotate, especially considering the one-way is right behind you. It's gonna be rough. But there's 2 players there. Outlaw, 140 body. I talked about it earlier. There you go. Marco's gonna fall.
Looking at the wrong spot. We're going around that corner. And that KO is going to take you out of the equation every day of the week in that instance. Double-digit rounds now for Elysian Esports. It's been a little bit... I don't want to say... No, I do want to say it. It's been a little bit one-sided here. I won't lie. It's kind of tough so far. And I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that Crow is just going absolutely nuclear. We were talking about the confidence that he was feeling buying an outlaw in round 2 of the half, and I think that's been well earned at this point.
It's definitely Elysian who has a major advantage here, but again, BABO's, you might be able to pull something together. Maybe this is your half. Your comp is definitely made for it, and we just saw that right there. Great team play from Rico, Marco, and their breach to really shut down the 2 players there in the halls. And now a 5 versus 3. All they have to do is try and push for some site control. That one-way was denying that for a bit. I think maybe they're waiting for some aggression, or maybe they could be faking a rotate, which would be an absolutely brilliant play. And if so, it's leaving a free site here on A should they go for it.
Yeah, they're literally just not pressing any buttons on their keyboard. Rico was just standing there menacingly for a moment. And now we have the reveal. It is, in fact, going to be a push onto the A site. Marco going to get that plant down. No worries, no problems. And now it's a 3 versus 5 retake. But you got to get past this tripwire. The moment you break it, they know exactly where you are. And there's 2 people looking down towards the attacker's spawn. Mosh Pit doesn't end up getting that kill, but it gets close. 1 versus 5. Finds the first. Evolve has a lot more work to do, and he won't be able to close it out. Marco finding the headshot with the Vandal. 5-10. Finally, a few more signs of life from BABO.
Yeah, there we go. Babo's finding its pulse here, able to get that round around. They really needed to try and slow down Elysian's climb up these rounds. 5 to 10 here, though. They still need double their current rounds just to equalize it. And this one's going to be a tough one for sure because now, of course, Elysian has rifles in their hands. Look at the economy here. It's pretty even. However, I would say Marco on the side of Babos has a much more pivotal ult than Elysian does. That if they're bringing it out
Ooh.
as well off the back of that early pick, that early aggression, maybe we could see something. If we see that ult brought out here on this A site to take down Evolve, which we are, but it's not even needed. It's going to be Nesto to find too. It's going to be able to get nice and easily claimed again for later in the round. 4 versus 2. Elysian starting to lose a bit of ground here, starting to stumble a bit. Not the best play this round.
Oh, definitely not. And it doesn't even feel like they're going to be aggressing for this one. I mean, last time around, you tried to fight, what was it, like a 2 versus 4 retake, 3 versus 4, and it just did not work out. So now you're dealing with a 2 versus 4, definitively. Neither of you close to the site at all. This is just going to be a save.
Yeah, it's an expected save for sure. Nice and easily. Really, really well done from Babos there. They're playing to their aggression their comp is built for, which is why they struggled so much on defense. Well, now they're bringing it back a ton on this offense. And now, here we go. Now they're playing the save round really well, too. They're all pushing together to try and hunt down these remaining 2 players, trying to find out exactly where they are, but they're not giving them one-on-ones. Again, that's a great play from Babos. 6 to 10 here, only 4 more rounds until they clear that equalization. 3 more rounds on top of that, they win the first map. So this is a really, really strong start already.
It's a good start to the half for sure. I mean, you go down 2 rounds initially, but since then, it's been all you with 2 of your own. And now it's getting a little bit more iffy here. Oh, you got to back off. Evolve. Evolve. I thought you were doomed. I thought he was done. The media convinced me he was done. But Devin, gonna make sure of that anyway. Rico finding the pick onto Evolve eventually, but not before he gets one of his own. And you know, I'm starting to notice a pattern here. I'm starting to notice a pattern with this tripwire, just consistently creating a problem for the side of Elysian Esports. Uh-oh. That neural theft is just going to make things even worse.
Yeah, this is really, really rough right now. Unravel very paranoid as to exactly where Marco is, and Marco is going to be the one who shoots first there. Rico going to wrap it up. No saves this round. We're seeing that tactical crouching come out this time for the side of Babos. 7 to 10. And you were talking about patterns. Well, we just saw another pattern come out right here. Earlier, first half, it was 2 to 1, and then 2 to 3, 3 rounds in a row for the team that was at the disadvantage. Well, now it's happening again on this half, this time for Babos. Elysian took those first 2 rounds, and then Babos said, "Nuh-uh, we're not letting that slide," and took 3 of their own to take the lead for this half right now, which is literally exactly the same how it was last half. So great patterns here, and if they mimic exactly what what Elysian did last half, then they could easily take this lead. They're also another pattern. They're following the common phrase, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it." They're going for this same A push. They're changing it slightly here or there, but they're going for this same A core full push and full aggression, and Elysian has yet to find a way to counter it. But this time what they're trying out is not holding sight at all, going for a 5-person retake. Let's see if it's gonna work. Looking like no after Devin's able to take that first pick there.
Okay, but it is a 2-for-2 trade, 3 versus 3 going into this next bit here. Everybody for Elysian Esports is backside though. They know this. So they're just going to keep eyes back here, but the recon bolt is going to show off a couple positions. Unravel falls first, so Marco potentially putting Babos Esports in a very good spot, and a firing squad suddenly appears in front of Kildy. You just have to run away with this gun if you're Crow. You need to hold on to this, especially with 4 health. It's going to be a lost round for sure, but maybe you can hold on to this Vandal.
Yeah, There you go. 4 HP, barely able to hold on to it, but they are going to be able to. However, I don't think it's going to be enough. Look
Look
at
at
this
the
economy.
money. Look at the
Gedster,
money.
2,900, 3,000. Unravel's total currency for this round is equal to 1 Vandal or 1 Phantom. This is extremely rough on the money side here. Timeout is going to be called from Elysian. You can feel their fear. You can tell they're getting a little scared from this comeback from Babos here. Only 2 rounds away, and they will have that equalization. Meanwhile, Babos is in a great position. Lots of guns still. Lots of rounds going in their favor. You can feel the flow of the match heading their way. So what Elysian's deciding now is like, okay, our economy is kind of garbage right now. Obviously, I'm expecting that they go for the save. That's what they're discussing right now. What do we want to do? Do we want to save this round, get it to that 9 to 10, then shut them down with our own rifles? Or do we want to try and force up, do something a little unexpected? And then after they decide that economy, what the timeout now is like, hey, team, we still have the lead here, right? Clear your heads. We still have a 2-round advantage on this team. Even if we lose this for that save, we still have the lead. We're only 3 rounds away from victory. It seems like they're on a losing streak, which they are when it comes to rounds, but they are not losing the match yet. And interestingly, Elysian is going for what looks to be sort of this weird force. They're having Crow go in with this Vandal. They're having Unravel go in with a Stinger, and the rest of their players on Shivers. So let's see if that was the right play here. As Rico going in with a little bit of a fun buy here with that Judge, but it is going to be shut down by Unravel with that Stinger.
Yeah, that's not the start you want to see if you're if you're Rico. But it is at very least nice for you to finally find like an opening pick if you're Elysian, but you've still let the spike go down this early just because of how aggressively this composition plays into you. Babo, Nesto is gonna go down to like down in mid, but it's not gonna be too bad for you here. You're still playing this post plant extremely aggressively, just walling them out and not giving them any space to work with. And Devin, in particular, doing a really good job of playing 4 kill these life there, but Evolve is going to be able to trade that one out with the Judge, and now they have another rifle to work with in a 2 versus 2 retake. They're just going to run straight to the spike. Smoke goes down, kill onto Crow. Evolve versus the Gecko of Marco, but the spike is going to go out, taking him out of the equation, and that spray is kind of perfect for that round.
Really solid round again from Babos, but this time Elysian is actually off a really weird buy earlier. They have enough. They did the calculations, they did the arithmetic, and sure enough, they are able to get full rifles for their team here. They have 3 ultimates as well. They're stronger on the economic side for Elysian, and Babos now also has those full rifles. They have some awkward shield buys, but both these teams are pretty even. But this time Elysian is expecting Rico to go aggressive, and they were able to shut it down. Babos now on that player disadvantage. They don't have anywhere to move. It's all covered by Elysian. They're gonna go in with a crossfire.
Wow.
It's a slaughter. Crow and Evolve. Oh
Holy.
my goodness. 9-11 on the scoreline. Elysian finding their footing now. 4 ultimates, not a single one used. Just pure gunplay and pure team chemistry. Absolutely beautiful from Elysian.
And that's kind of what I wanted to see from them in some of those previous rounds, right? I mean, it's a high-risk play, but if you play those rounds super aggressively and just play for, I don't know, shutting them down before they even get to a site, just like we saw there, then you have a chance at just completely cutting off the momentum before it even has the chance to start up. But again, we have 4 people stacked on the B site for Elysian Esports. But this entire push is onto the A site. The From the Shadows is going to show that the site's completely clear. Nobody except Kildy is here, and he's back site. Cypher on the flank as well, but he's going to run into a tripwire and a lot of the same problems as previous rounds. So
Devin there does a paranoidus, try to slow down the push. Hunter's Fury does come out. Devin able to dodge it a little, so is Rico. No real value found from that quite yet. Still this 5-on-5 here. Elysian investing those ults to allow them to get on site. Sticking the defuse is going to be Sal. And look at this, the
Wow.
attackers can't do anything at all. Evolve able to find 2. It's 2 versus 3. Never mind. Rico able to find 1. Now it's a 1 versus 2. For Nesto to try and clutch it up, they're able to find 1. But again, Elysian playing their defender side extremely well. Now they're learning how to do this post-plant. And the defenders defending their lead. 12-9 on the scoreline. First map pick about to go to Elysian should Babos not be able to take this round. However, they have the full buy. They have 3 ultimates still.
And a lot of that retake came down to the null command. We saw it come out there. Basically, everybody just has trouble on the side of BABO just to like regain their footing after that goes out. No abilities, just down to gunplay, and they're able to utilize that Elysian and just have a masterclass of a round there. But a very aggressive push through mid so far. But Nesto is going to be the first to find a pick here, punishing Kilby for the over-aggression.
Neural Theft comes out, able to pinpoint exactly where Sal is. Bullets heading through the box, but nothing found yet. Off that info, look at this. Babo's gonna rotate nice and quickly towards that A site. They know there's only one there. Unsure exactly where Evolve is, but they know they're heading that way. Flash comes out, but no info on Evolve's pinpoint position yet. They have a free site. They have a great hold on that site. Babo's 5 versus 4, easy post plan for them. They should be able to make this 10-12.
They should, theoretically. However, there are a couple ultimates here in play. Now, the big one is going to be this Rolling Thunder. If this connects onto 1 or 2 players, then this is almost certainly going to 10-12. But, this From the Shadows could be big from the side of Elysium, just to, like, provide a little bit of intel. Wow, okay, finding the opening pick there is absolutely massive for Sal, but it doesn't look like it's going to end up being enough here. Unravel not able to clutch up in the 1v3, only finding Rico, and now the initiators walk away with guns intact.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is fantastic for Babos. That was a really key important round for them to win now. And off of that, Elysium is going to be on a really bad economy here. They're having some rifles. They're going to be stuck with like this weird sheriff pistol rifle hybrid buy they got going on. But on the meantime, Babos, full rifles, full shield. Rico has the ult as well. 10-12. This should be their round. I'm expecting this to go for them. And if it goes 11-12 and Elysian isn't able to shut them down there, that's an overtime we have on our first map here, Getster.
I will be entirely honest with you. I did not expect this to end up as close as it did. I think I had a little bit too much faith or too little faith rather, in the initiator decisions of BABO's esports. But here they are now. So why don't we take a look and see if this is going the distance?
Here.
I'd be very excited to see it do so, but
let's see. Indeed, they're starting to sneak around here, heading towards this A site. Cam is tracked, nothing found yet, but they still haven't fully extended. Again, they're trying to play a little bit more carefully because they don't want to give too easy weapons. Recon dart doesn't find anybody yet, but it does give enough info. But hey, here comes the full pitch. That's the firing gun for the race. That is Babos to push onto this site. Spike comes out now, planted nice and easily. 10-12. It's gonna be a massive rush from Elysian. Sal's taken down. Now 3 stuck in the back. Evolve though able to find 2 with that Vandal. Rico they're able to find 2 of their own. 3 versus 2 now. Sheriff shots ring out from Crow. Nesto finds him now. It's the one Vandal user left to try and fight for Elysian to take the victory. And they're gonna fall. Marco takes him down. 11-12. 1 round to decide if this map keeps going. Ladies and gentlemen, can Elysian take it? They have the rifles. They have the shield. All they need is the team chemistry, the gunplay that has gotten them to this point. Or will Babos, with the comeback of a lifetime, be able to send us to OT? It's the question on everybody's mind. Getster, I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know either, but I have a pretty good idea of how this one's gonna go if I look up at the top of the screen. A couple of ultimates here for the side of BABO's Esports, including that Thrash, which was earned just last round. So, looking pretty solid here is BABO's Esports. It's going to come down to proper utility usage for Elysian, just trying to ensure that this goes at least one more round. But this is a scary sight happening over at the A point. A couple players looking directly at that wall around where they're going to be walking around the corner. Oh, they're all gearing up for it. The double peek, the stun. Oh no, it all goes wrong. The Sal barely makes it out alive. Just a little bit of stall from the Sova, and it is enough to keep them alive, at least for now. But they've circled around, and they still want to play this aggressively defensive-wise. But they've all left. They've all dipped. They're getting out of dodge, and the market door is open. They don't even need to shoot it down. Thrash just goes in and clears out the B site. This is a free plant.
It's a free plant. They're playing for the 5-person retake, and more importantly, time. The spike does have time to go down here, but just barely. Now they have 5 people to go for this retake. The first pick is going to come out here. More connected shots come out from the side of Babos, but trays go back and forth. It's left for the 3-on-3, but Elysian has the site control. Goblin Barrel goes for that flash for Nesto. I feel like I've seen this situation before. It's a 1 versus 3. Will they get the point on the spike? They do know where the point is this time, but it doesn't matter. There's 3 players alive. Defuse comes out. 11-13 for Elysian. And mind you, folks at home, that was Babos's pick, and they just lost on it. That is really, really unfortunate. Really strong effort, though.
That was way closer than it should have been. Like, let's be real with ourselves for a moment. After that first half went 4-8, I was like, okay, we're going to see like maybe 12, 13-8, 13-7, somewhere in that neighborhood. We did not need to see that go to 13-11. My heart cannot take this. But either way, that's what we got, and I'm very happy about it. This is potentially, this is showing potential to be an absolute banger of a series. We are going to Ascent next. So what do you think of the map? What do you think of that second map pick?
Ascent? Well, we know that these teams are both really, really good. And it's going to be pretty tough. If they both go with the standard comp, which is expected, it's Ascent. It has that highest chance of like any map to be a mirror comp. Should they go to that, it's going to be a really close matchup between these two teams because they are so evenly matched, both in team chemistry and that their individual gunplay really rivals each other. However, this is like I mentioned earlier, a testing ground for both these teams. Both of them are coming in with new players, new rosters. So maybe we'll see something a little bit off that meta comp, but you'll have to wait just a little bit to see. We are going to go to a quick break, and when you are back, we're going to be seeing Elysian take on Babos on their map pick, Ascent. We'll see you in just a little bit. You're good, man. You're doing well.
Yeah, I know. On the real though, on the real. I thought Sunset was pretty fascinating. We pointed out in the very beginning during the agent select how similar the compositions were, just mirrors other than the four initiators in play. And I think we saw throughout the map all four individual initiators having those moments of showing why those were the picks that we saw there. A couple breaks with the breach, a couple well-placed darts from the Sova, great use of Dizzy and Thrash from Gecko, all that jazz. It's just a matter of like, it's such a step forward from where we were a little while ago with this map, where it kind of just felt like, whose sky is better, you know? Oh yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a toss up here, much like Ascent was tossed into the sky in that first cinematic. Yeah. Yeah. See, I know the lore. I'm a good caster. Oh no, but either way, on the real though, Ascent, like you say, we're gonna be very likely seeing mirror compositions here. It's just kind of how Ascent plays. It's one of the longest standing maps in the game at this point. I believe it was the first one added when the game was released initially. So like we've seen Ascent for a very long time. Like a very, very, very long time. Like ever almost since this game was a thing. Didn't have it in beta, it came out immediately, and it's kind of been solved at this point with minimal map changes, I believe, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, but I think, like you say, it does come down mostly to a matter of comfortability here, and Jet has been, historically speaking, one of those characters where if you don't play her like super consistently, then you can't just like hop onto her. And I feel like Neon is a slightly easier character to just pick up and be good at and have that raw gun skill. And already we're kind of seeing this super fast aggression here from the side of Babos, pushing straight into B main, but it was the wrong read. Elysian are over here on the A site, and that shock dart, a whole lot of utility is going to go out, hit Nesto here, and down goes your Sentinel. So it's going to be a 5 versus 4 retake. Babos not in a good spot immediately off the bat.
Well, I am back after a brief audio break. You know, I needed a little nap time, but this exhilarating gameplay just immediately woke me up here. Knife is going to get destroyed. 2 players holding hell. We're having some push-ups come up. Rico able to get the headshot. Marco able to take the ball, and Ravel able to trade one out, but Marco and Devin able to take 2 down. Now it's a 1 versus 3. They don't expect Crow able to find one, but Goblin Barrel's going to stick that defuse, and that is our first round going to Babos.
First tactical crouch of the game, too. All right. Just get it out of the way right now, Marco. I respect it. I respect it. But either way, yeah, that was a really good round there. I think that the retake there was really, really well played. Even though you lose out on Nesto super early on, it doesn't end up mattering too much just because, you know, you're able to find the pieces of find the individual pieces. Everybody on the team, except for your Killjoy, obviously gets a kill during that retake, but everybody's contributing right now. They're firing on all cylinders. Babo's got to be feeling really good after that first round.
Yeah, for sure. Great first round from Babos. Now Elysian coming in towards Tree. However, there are 2 players with some really strong guns ready to take you down here. However, nothing's really found. Rico actually taking the most damage out of that engagement. Really close to death. Marco able to find one, but Evolve is going to trade that out, bringing us this 4-on-4. Elysian preparing for the push on the A site. Crow able to get a gun, but Devin sprays him down with the Bulldog. Rico able to find one before they lose their life, but Devin able to find another. Good 3K coming out, and Babos takes that second round.
Super well done from Devin to just be able to hold down from heaven, finding every pick he needed to there. Even covering for Riku when eventually he went down. But either way, we're up 2-0. It's as expected, but it'll be interesting. Kind of looks like, fake pause, no pause, not this time.
Not quite yet. Did a little prank like I did earlier in this stream, but here we go. 2-0 now. Still some wow. Some SMGs in the hands of Babos, but you know what's better than an SMG? Of course, that's gonna be a rifle, and Elysian demonstrates it right there, actually twice, getting 2 clean 1-taps. And Ravel gonna take down Goblin Barrel, and now a 3 versus 5. Babos on the back foot, both in guns and players. It's looking like Elysian takes this easily.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good start for them on this gun round. Just kind of what you expect, right? The superior guns, the superior armor, everything in their favor. But, like, the armor not even needing to be used so far. They haven't taken a bullet. Now they're just droning here onto the A site. But Nesto should hear this. Going to pop the Nano Swarm, make sure that he's able to stall out for a little bit longer. But only able to get 1 kill after jumping around that corner. And it's good that it was onto the Omen. Those smokes are going to be very, very useful for this post plant. And those blinds are going to be even better. But eventually, with this plant going down, Babos in a 2 versus 3 retake with some not ideal weaponry. We'll put it that way.
Definitely
Player
not.
standing.
Marco
Ooh.
tries to jump on, but Killed is gonna live up to their name and kill Marco. Now a 1 versus 3 rather for Devin, the IGL. You're gonna have to make some call outs for yourself because your team is nowhere to be found. Smokes come out for hell here. Sprays from Unravel do manage to stick to Devin. Extremely low HP, crawling around on the floor, kind of looking like a BO3 crawler zombie. Last remaining alive here, 30 HP, does a little bit of damage, but Unravel is going to take that round for themselves. Elysian, 1-2 on the scoreline. We're seeing the pattern, and if it's going to be anything like last match, Elysian takes this round, takes the rest, and brings us at 8-4. But, you know, let's see. Maybe I'm getting a little deja vu here. You know what is unique, though, Gedster? Goblin Barrel was considering buying an Odin.
Yes. The Sova Odin on Ascent. A classic from the early days of Valorant, but seen a fair amount. Still seen a fair amount these days. I shouldn't entirely count it out here, but
Take flight.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we see a little bit of a mix-up when it comes to who has that machine gun here on Ascent, but it does still feel a little bit weird to not see him playing over in that spot on B site. Just gonna be seeing him in a completely different area rather, but this time around, still no picks going out this early in the round, but Devin falling rather low, partially due to that flash drive from earlier. The orb does get collected, and the flash goes out, but Rico swings out and finds 2 off the back of that blind. Phenomenal team play there from the side of BABO's Esports. And just like that, they're going to find another pick onto Crow there. Crow, unable so far to find the success that they did on the previous map of Sunset.
Sound now, 2 versus 5. The odds are not ever more in your favor. This is a really rough situation. Great fake there with the wall, though. Able to take down Goblin Barrel. 25 HP, though. Nesto considering to do that classic right click. There you go. Ooh. It's going to stick. Fasal's going to fall. Now a 1 versus 4 going for the knife. Nesto.
No.
Oh, the BM. The BM.
You can't be doing that.
Yikes.
Didn't even get the knife kill, and he's still spraying the body. That's insane.
Literally. This is 3-1. The curse is broken here. We're not going in for classic Valorant. BABO is actually doing exceptionally well here on Ascent. However, obviously, this map is defender-sided, right? This is the side that BABO should be winning on here. And they're doing it really well. They're able to both use Rico's aggression and the defensiveness in Nesto in great waves. They're able to calm, hey, Rico, push in a little bit, right? Do a little bit of early contact. And then Nesto on the other side, play back. Let them play into your util. And there's no real early picks or advantage Elysian can find trying to face that. And now they're doing again. This time they're having Nesto on this B site, and they're having Rico go in with a little bit of mid conflict with the flash to back him up. They're doing really solid on this defense side. And Elysian now, right now in this round, the real goal is to just die or maybe find a gun here or there. This isn't a round they're necessarily looking to win, but if they can, that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. Considering throwing the flash over the top, but not gonna end up happening this time around. And Elysian, they just make it onto the site, man. They just walk on, no problems, no issues. But now, taking a little bit of chip damage on both sides of this server, but it's still looking just a little bit rough here. Unravel coming through mid on a flank with a sheriff in hand.
Goblin Barrel able to spray too.
Oh.
Wow.
Nope. Nope. Very clean retake from the side of BABO's Esports. Pistols are not going to be enough today.
Yeah, this Odin Sova comp, we've seen it before many times. There's nothing you can really do against this, to be honest. It's just classic recon dart and hold left click and you're getting mowed down. However, obviously that was Elysian's save round. They really only bought sheriffs. Elysian now has these full rifles. They only have 1 player on light shield. If they're able to take down Goblin Barrel with this Goblin play of the Odin, They should be in a pretty good position if they're able to secure that early advantage, but it's going to be tough for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, Rico with another very, very fast and aggressive push here. Gonna get punished for it. I feel like this is a pretty consistent play into this Jet as well. It's just actively making sure that this aggression just doesn't find full purchase. And yeah, the Neon just going down very early in a lot of these rounds, but does have the ultimate to work with for the future. Smoke goes down from the Jet over towards A site. Nesto would have heard that, but I'm not entirely sure that Babos is falling for this. In fact, it really doesn't seem like they are. And Marco finding a pick on to Kildy. Super well done there, especially with the spike going down.
You should run.
The null command in play. Killjoy ultimate also going down here, but picks come through. Devin is the first to fall for the side of Babos, but
30 seconds
it's
left.
still so tough. Despite the fact that you had the Killjoy ultimate, you still can't force your way onto the site. You get there eventually, but it has to be an immediate plant. You don't have too much time, and now the spike goes down, and Evolve is going to be the one to maybe break this open for Elysian.
Yeah, that's a really, really key pick now. Made it that 2 versus 2. Anything's possible now. It's actually going to be decided for the attackers now. Goblin Barrel, though. Recon Dart with the spray. Marco backs him up. We're back to the disadvantage for Elysium. There's not much you can do. Actually,
The double
Odin
blind.
backfired. A beautiful paranoia there. Shuts down Goblin Barrel.
Evolve!
And it's Evolve! Evolving a win for their team. Adapting to the situation. 4-2, Elysium finally finding their footing off a great clutch from Evolve. Incredible stuff we just witnessed here, Gedster.
And that was some phenomenal recognition from Evolve to realize, hey, the blind hit 2, I'm going to swing.
yeah.
They have no idea where I'm going to be peeking from. I mean, they have a pretty good idea it'll be from that left door, but how far out? There's no way of knowing. You can't see me. That's the power of Omen, baby. That's why he's so good on this map. Why he's been so consistent as a character throughout the history of this game. Now, once again, we're seeing an example of this very early aggression through B lobby from Babos, but everybody else, they happen to be pushing directly onto the A site. Elysian already getting this plant down.
For sure, Smoke's gonna fall as
Oh my
well.
God.
Fasal's gonna get a beautiful headshot there on Marco. Now a 5 versus 4. Feeling pretty confident. Goes for another Crows, able to back him up. That's 2 together from both of them. Now a 1 versus 5. It's Rico fearing for their life with the operator backing up. And that is gonna be a clean sweep coming out from Elysium. No, never
Nice
mind.
shot.
Rico's gonna hit that shot there. Trying to back up. They're actually going to walk into another enemy. It's going to be Evolve, a star player here. Gets the headshot on Rico, but does not pick up the operator.
I mean, it's not necessarily something you want to pick up if your Jet doesn't want it, right? Like,
That's true.
realistically, look at this composition on attack. Who wants the operator here if not the Jet? Who wants it? Nobody. Nobody. None of these characters are built for it. This isn't CS. We have characters with movement abilities.
Yeah, that's
it's-
a good com.
Yeah. Either way, I don't hate the decision to bring the op into that round for the side of Babos Esports, but it just doesn't pan out that time around. The aggressive play through B main just does not pan out. Nobody is there. The aggressive push onto A, like you said earlier, I think they're doing this a little bit too much, where they're playing super aggressive on B defense, but super passive on A defense, because they are now, I think they're starting to recognize that. And if this doesn't get switched up soon, then I feel like they're just going to start running away with the momentum here.
So in that case, I would just play super back. Not this round because they're not buying. That's why they're going for the 4-person rush on A again. But for the upcoming rounds, when they have rifles, I agree. I think they should play defensively as defenders. I think they should play way far back, not reward any aggression or any early kills for Elysian. And I definitely think that'll even out the playing field.
Oh, it's very aggressive early on for the side of BABO's Esports. Elysian just barely making it out of there alive, but a couple picks come through. One in A main, one in mid. 2 players down already, and I mean, it's you have pistols, and that's just about it. But it is still feeling a little bit rough here. From the Shadows, going to confirm the fact that this site is completely empty and nobody is nearby to retake immediately. So this plant should be going down very quickly.
Placing alarm bot.
For sure. It should be a nice, easy plant for Elysium here. Now it's going to be Unravel playing a little aggressive. Notice that there's at least one there. Unsure that there might be more than that. Probably hearing some footsteps, maybe coming 2. I don't think it's confirmed that there's 3 there. Oh, that knife is going to get it, though. Yeah, there's one. Unravel finds Nesto. Now a 2 versus 5. I'm expecting that they try to play for exit frags. They did manage to get Devin a gun. Or actually, I think Devin came into the round with this gun. So it's just going to be a nice passive play from them. And they're not going to reward anything to BABO.
Last player standing.
Oh no, Marco, I'm so sorry. The observers happened to be on you when that happened. They could have been on Unravel instead, but they happened to be on you. And now that will get clipped, and you will never hear the end of it.
Unfortunate. Hey, but look at that. That's a 4-4 for Elysium. Really able to find their footing, able to shut down the really nice early stuff from BABO's. And what they're doing this time is they're going to go for the 0-0 duo here. They're going for the Odin and the Operator on the side of BABO's. Probably going to put, one on one site, one on the other. Actually, I think they're going to have Rico play that op in mid, which I support that decision. Ooh. But they're going for a very, very similar play when it comes to the agents they're doing, but the actual play style is a lot more backed up because they do have 2 more defensive weapons, especially that Operator. However, Devin, as I said, that's going to do a slight little peek there, get that early info, but luckily they aren't going to reward any early pick or health loss from that aggression.
Still no immediate aggression this time around, though. The Operator is peeking into B main, but because it's an Operator and not something like a rifle, you can't really just run in there, guns a-blazing. I mean, you can, but it probably won't work out well for you. Don't ask me how I know that. Unravel, the only person over here on the B site so far, but he's up against an Operator. He peeks into this, he's very likely dead. So this is a scary angle to have an Operator on. And yep, just like that, Crow's gonna go down.
Another?
30 seconds left.
Gonna go for it, but the Jet smoke, this is what you were talking about earlier. The Jet definitely more prolific on this map because of those smokes, just being able to cut off those sight lines very briefly. But
One enemy
Marco
remaining.
finding a pick with that
Spike
fragment,
down
but
B.
Spike goes down.
10 seconds left.
It's just down to Kildy in a 1 versus 3. It's not gonna be enough. 5-4. BABO finally stabilizing a little bit here.
As soon as it's equalized, it's taken away. BABO's takes the lead again with that Operator and Odin. We saw both of them come to use there. And now Elysium, a little bit cautious of both those weapons. Might not do as easy as, or as strong of a push. Probably going to see some more jiggle peeking come out from them this time. But great stuff from BABO. So if you want to win, keep doing stuff like that. I really like how they have their setup now. A little bit of early aggression from Devin, but enough that he gets info. But look, he's immediately going to back up now, and there's going to be nothing found from Elysium. Fasal was able to try to get a little bit of damage, but they're the ones on the back foot, and now Fasal's going to fall. Elysium now has to push a smoke without their duelist or rotate. Probably going to rotate, and they still have 5 players on the side of BABO's here for that retake. It is, they've got it down perfectly right now. Elysium is definitely struggling right now.
It's a struggle city out here, especially going down a mana early on. But Unravel finding a pick on Marco, definitely a step up here. So it's just a matter of how do you get onto this site safely. Another smoke being put down that far forward is a good start. It's just a matter of don't go out on that side, please.
Sure.
Killjoy ult goes down, and Rico with a nice shot on the kill these, but Unravel with 2 and 3, working his way towards potential ace here. Evolve is going to shut down that notion, but Goblin Barrel, the only one left, Odin in hand, with this terrible glitch pop skin. I'm a glitch pop hater. I know everybody loves. I know everybody loves the skin line. I hate that line so much. So ugly.
Well, here we are again, Jetster. Yeah,
Huh?
back to the equalization here. Unravel has the Odin again. Full rifles. It's looking very similar to earlier, except
My
this
bad,
time.
chat. I get distracted very easily.
This time, BABO's on a little bit of an economic deficit here. Rico has the judge. We have a Bucky as well on their side. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen anymore. They're going for aggression on B site this time. They're gonna have to push the Killjoy setup. They already destroyed quite a bit of util though, so not too much resistance. But they do have a smoke here. They do have 2 players to push through. Actually, I don't think they're gonna commit to this. Probably gonna rotate to A. However, none of these players have rotated, right? They're playing very anchored. However, Unravel found that pick on Marco in top mid, so that's a really solid way to start some mid aggression and pinch that B site.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. Getting rid of the KO right off the bat means that that null command is just not going to be a factor in this round at all. So Devin just chilling in a corner with a shorty. Just waiting for anybody to potentially round that, but not going to happen this time around. The knife does confirm his location. So now, B aggression rather, is going to be the flavor of the day. Drone comes out, dash charged.
30 seconds left.
The fragment hits, but not going to be able to do anything. No way you didn't spot that, Fasao. No way.
No, I think they did, but I think they thought it was their teammate.
No.
Wow.
Well, either way, you lose a man for that mistake, but it still looks pretty good for you in this round. A slight misstep, but for now at least you're okay. Rico gonna find a pick onto Unravel, hoping to maybe find one more headshot, but for South's skull will remain intact. Unfortunately, Rico's will not. Headshot gets found, just like that. Elysium up to 6 rounds.
Yeah, Elysian there, really strong stuff. This is the first time they've taken the lead this map, making it at 6-5. The worst that they can do now is tie it up, which I would take as a win, because once they switch to that defender side on a defender-sided map like this, they're going to be in a really solid position with the 6-6, and they actually have the chance here to bring it to that 7-5. I'm seeing them buy some pretty high-octane weapons here. On the flip side, though, Devin's going with the aggression. Rico finds killed from mid.
Wow.
Goblin Barrel as well with the Hunter's Fury, but to take down Crow there. 5 versus 3. Rico finds Evolve, but Fasao able to find 2 there. Now 3 versus 2. They do have this spike. They managed to catch it up a bit there to bring it to a 2 versus 3. But BABO's definitely has the advantage here. They have those numbers. They have 2 ults in their favor. We do have the lockdown, though, from Unravel they can use to either get on site or play for post plant. I'm not sure which way this is going to go.
Last player standing.
Oh, I have a pretty good idea
Never mind.
of which way it's going to go, unfortunately.
Now I
do. But either way, 1v3, this lockdown is not going to matter. It's not even going to come into play. The first half is done, and this time it's 6-6. A far cry from 8-4 that we saw last time around. So
definitely. But like I said, Elysian now on the CT side, right? Elysian has, from what I've heard, they have a pretty strong defender side on this map. And on top of that, like I said, defender-sided map. I've said it before, I'll say it again. On top of this, they have the meta comp for this defender side. They have Fasal on that jet pick. Having Rico now on this attacker side, I've mentioned this weakness before. We even saw it on that defender side when they weren't able to clear with those, or sorry, when Fasal was able to clear with their smoke. Rico doesn't have that here. They have the fast line to allow for an easy push on this site to lead their team, but once that goes down, that's it. And in fact, they're not even going to push with their team. They're going to go in with a pinch scenario already, really aggressive towards this A site. They pushed through tree, clearing site for their team. The Killjoy setup isn't going to be able to find anything at all. It's destroyed, and it's going to be a 5 versus 5 already as Goblin Barrel is going to get that plant down.
Spike planted.
It goes down, as you say, 5 versus 5. Here in the pistol round of the first half. A huge momentum starter for potentially the entire rest of the game. Fragment goes out. There's a lot of damage down into hell, but it's just down to Nesto, who finds a pick onto Evolve, but Elysian do a phenomenal job at that retake, getting the defuse down with plenty of time to spare. Going into this next round only with 2 alive, but what is this?
It's tactical, is what it is. It's a next level strategy. Our caster brains can't simply comprehend.
Yeah, my bad.
Yep, we're on that. We're on the bonus now for Elysian here. A little bit of a more confident buy is going to be killed here with the Guardian. We have 2 Spectres as well. Bulldog, they're actually buying pretty heavy, even though it's a bonus here. On the flip side, though, from Babos, we're having Rico buy a Bucky, which if they do the same rush down mid that they did before, which they're going to, could find some value here on A. We're about to find out, actually. Sal, though, going to be able to take down Goblin Barrel. Nice, really strong early pick with early aggression. And that spike is down now.
That is the Paper X bundle. The spike does go down pretty early, as you say. Devin finding a pick onto Evolve, but getting traded out very quickly.
Here.
So now it's a 3 versus 4. Spike's down. They have to find a way to get back in on it. But a good flash comes out, forcing Nesto away, forcing Marco to just face his doom. And now we've got a few too many players here, but Rico's here with a shotgun in hand, potentially able to just run over, grab the spike, and get back to the site here. But you have a Killjoy looking directly at you. The Bulldog is going to be plenty of damage. And a nice headshot through the wall into Unravel isn't going to be enough. Kildy with that Guardian is going to seal up the round. 6-8 now in favor of Elysian.
Yeah, that's I mean, expected round for Elysian to take. But that was a really strong buy from them, and they lost 3 players. Now, they still have enough to buy a Vandal. They still have the Bulldog and Guardian here, but they do have a player on the Bucky, and they also have Crow on the Sheriff. Based on their buy, they're trying to take this round and bring us to the 6-9. But it's an awkward buy because now we have BABO, who has full rifles here that you have to try to face down against with only 1 rifle on your side. It's possible, but you're going to need to take this if you want to maintain your lead for the upcoming couple rounds. So hopefully they're able to take it. Hopefully buying up this strong is the play to bring out here.
Yeah, absolutely. The Outlaw is in play here for the side of Elysian, by the way. I don't remember who picked it up, but there are a lot of players who are susceptible to being one-tapped by that gun. So it is a very risky maneuver for them to just keep playing the round as normal. And it looks like Fasal has kind of been spotted out here, only on 40 health now, so it is a little bit risky for him to stay here. Opts to rotate to the other side of the wall. Still not a very safe position, but definitely
30 seconds left.
a nice little mix-up. Going in. Finally, the hit comes through onto the B site, though. Unravel, the first to fall. And now the site is opened up. The plant will come through.
Spike planted.
Marco is extremely low on health. If Crow's able to find something there, that would be a really solid pick. They are waiting for their team. They don't have any flashes or any sort of utility to use here. They do have the knife they can bring out to try to do something, but it's going to be rough. Crow finds the Guardian, able to take down Rico. Great blind there. Evolve able to find one, but Nesto and Marco are able to shut it down. Now it's a 1 versus 3 Evolve. You've done the impossible once before on this B site. Can you do it again? It's going to be rough. Just a bulldog in your favor. You're able to find one. You're able to find the other. The last
Marco
player
has
is
1 health.
Extremely low.
Literally 1 health.
27 to 1 HP. You're able to find it, but Evolve, you don't have the time. It's 7 to 8 here for BABO, and Evolve is not able to escape. An unfortunate round for Elysian, and one they mega bought up on. However, it seems just barely they have enough to get rifles, and better yet, an Odin for their team. My heart is racing.
And I will say, good on Evolve for being able to
definitely.
like stay composed in that 1v3 scenario with a bulldog in hand against 2 healthy opponents. And I mean, even though the third only had that 1 HP to work with, it was still scary for him. There was almost no reality in which he wins that, but that's just about best case scenario for you anyway. Rico gonna find the first pick, but gets traded out immediately by that Odin you mentioned earlier. Definitely an important thing, an important aspect of the Sova gameplay. So going down here, the plant is in. Nesto getting that spike down and immediately throwing down that lockdown. It's just a matter of, can they get rid of it somehow? Marco once again finding himself on 1 HP this time around. I don't think he's going to be able to stall long enough for the spike to explode. It's going to be another round win for Elysian here. Super good retake.
Yeah, super strong. Finding that Odin value as well. Great stuff. I loved the way they worked together there. Pinch that site, take down the post plant 1 by 1. Just very, very beautiful stuff. And they only lost, what, 1 player? That's incredible. And now they're gonna have again money to continue buying. They only have 1 player who isn't gonna have a buy. And that's gonna be Fasao. But lucky for them, Fasao has that Blade Storm. So they're in a great position. But Babos, you're stuck with only pistols. 3 of your players only have light shield. 2 of them have no shield. This is definitely, obviously, an expected round for Elysian. And one that they shouldn't play too aggressive on, but it looks like they are a little bit.
Prediction. Devin kills 5. Trust the process.
Devin kills 5. Okay. Fasao, on the flip side, has a judge and is going to find 1, maybe 2. Oh,
so
never mind.
I was wrong.
Gonna come in and
so I was wrong.
take him.
Yeah, my prediction was not correct.
It was an omen. It just wasn't Devin who got all the kills there. It's a 2 versus 5 now. Devin could still get 5. Wait a minute. No.
Oh, never mind.
I was a believer. 7 to 10 for Elysian to maintain that 3-round advantage, and they only need 3 more in order to take not just the map, but the entire series.
For a moment, I was so ready to lord my genius prediction over everybody.
You were a believer.
After he hit that first shot, and then unfortunately, I was no longer a believer. But either way, I mean, you get the 1 pick there, and that's fine. But like, you're still in a pretty bad spot. 2 of your players still have light armor. The entire enemy team still has a full buy. It's looking real tough right now. Elysium is off to a phenomenal start here in this second half. And all they need to do at this point is just close it out. And Fasao, dude! 2 kills through mid. Somehow making it out alive as well. You will absolutely take that. Now it's just a matter of, like, what is even the play here? You've been spotted if you're Goblin Barrel down mid. This Sova is just able to spot you out off the jump from defender spawn. So you know somebody's back there at very least, but that recon dart's not going to spot anybody. Nobody immediately in that corner, so Drone gets shot down almost immediately. 3 versus 5 right now, and there is a lot of aggression coming through the B main area. This Killjoy pushing up super far, but Goblin Barrel going down early is not a good start here.
30 seconds left.
2 versus 5 to make
Nesto.
that 2 versus 4. Yeah, Nesto able to find that.
That's a really nice pick to get to, because now the Killjoy utility can't stop you from getting onto the site. This plant might actually be a reality for the side of BABO's Esports.
10 seconds left.
Good indeed.
Oh.
Killed. Able to find Nesto there. Devin going in with the smoke. 1 versus 4. Let's see if Devin... all right. Evolve.
All right.
Able to get the headshot there. It's going to be 7-11 here. Great gas chain, but not the best scoreline if you're a BABO's fan.
I appreciate the recovery there. I knew immediately what you were going for, and you almost fumbled it, but you got it eventually.
I brought it back. I brought it back.
I'm proud of you, Echo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But either way, as you say, yeah, it is now 7-11. It's looking pretty tough out here for BABO's Esports. Elysian is just kind of running away with it right now. 5-1 in this half. 5-1. This was an even first half, but their defenses just looked so good. Even the round they lost, they got all 5 kills.
Well, let's see what can happen here. South holding and actually,
Oh, wow.
whoa, Rico able to recover that one. 4 versus 5. Hunter's Fury comes out there.
down,
Bravo
B.
gets one. Marco able to trade it out, but Killed was able to find one of their own.
Oh,
Pushes
no.
in when it was Killed's wrong time to drone. 3 versus 2 here. Marco is gonna get that plan down easily. Rico still in a risky position. Uses the fast lane there to the puppy.
One enemy
Able
remaining.
to find
Oh,
Devin.
no.
Find Rico. Now it's a 1 versus 1. Evolve. He's done it once. You can do it again. Evolve saves it for Elysium. And there you go. Elysian is going to take it to 7-12. 1 point off of winning the first series here in Reyna's Overdrive.
That is insane. 1 round away. Evolve just has... He's too icy this map. He just cannot die. In the most important instances where he has to stay alive, he does. And it seems like right now the only person that's been able to kill him this half has been the Spike. Like, it's just 21-10 is absurd here. Just absolutely lights out performance from Evolve here on Ascent.
Great player, great individual play.
Wow.
And speaking of great individual play, Nesto able to find kills there through the spray. Good crosshair placement there, but Rico not able to check to the right. It's gonna be Fasao able to take them down. 4 versus 4. This could go either way, guys.
It absolutely could, and
Spike planted.
the plant going down here, but there is 4 ultimates on the side of Elysian. And with this, whoa, I feel like this Hunter's Fury got burned super early. Now this lockdown is going to be so effective. They don't have an easy way of shutting it down. Unless, of course, we see something like a fragment connecting, but either way, I think the resurrection is going to come out onto Crow, no biggie. But they know exactly where these last 2 players are. Nobody caught by that Killjoy ultimate. It could be the end. Marco goes down. It's all onto Goblin Barrel. The defuse is starting. It's about halfway there, and Evolve. He's going to do it. He's going to close it out after such a phenomenal performance here on Ascent. And just like that, Elysian, they're going to do it.
Wow, what
2-0.
a performance there from Elysian. 2-2-0. Evolve 23-10, 7 assists with a 307 average combat score. That is insane.
That is absurd. A 123 econ rating too, by the way. I know econ rating never gets talked about because, like, you know, sometimes just thrifties happen, but this is the only triple digit econ rating in the lobby right now. Wow. Just absolutely lights out, blinding the entirety of the competition, does evolve here on this second map here, closing it out, showing us exactly why that is their map pick. That was
yeah.
beautiful.
And keep in mind this as well. Elysian is brand new team to the Reynas here. They've come brand new to the Reynas, and they have an entirely new roster. None of the old players still here. That is an insane and really strong performance for a brand new roster to show up as. And that's if I was a team playing here at the Reynas Overdrive, I would keep them on my list of teams to look out for, because what a dominating performance, especially from Evolve. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was just insane. And I mean, we're talking about Evolve, but like on that first map we saw, God, what was the name of the KO player? I can't remember it off the top of my head, but
yeah, I know who you're
the
talking
KO on the first map was lights out as well. Not putting in the same numbers here, but still doing a phenomenal job in terms of, like, you know, doing KO's job and all that jazz. But like you say, first impressions are very, very strong for this team here. Elysian looked amazing today, and I'm very excited to see what they look like going forward in Overdrive. It's going to be a phenomenal tournament series, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this opening series. I don't have any like closing remarks. You got anything to say to the people, Echo?
I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Of course, I want to thank Volt for producing today, and Torres
Yes, sir.
for observing. I also want to
Yes,
give a
sir.
big thank you for Ali. Ali's a great organizer here at the Reynas and one of my favorite people to work with. So thank you, Ali, for bringing me and Getster and all the other staff here today on for the opening series. But I believe that is all from us. Thank you for tuning in. See you at a later date for another the Reyna's Overdrive series. My name is Echo. My friend here, Getster, as well. Great guy. Shout out to him. What's your show, says Getster? Plug yourself.
All right. It's just gonna be. I gotta give you the moment. It's just gonna be Getster49 on Twitch and Twitter. That's really all I use these days. And I mean, I guess Getster49 on YouTube as well. But I mean, watch out for a very big upload there very soon. Not Valorant related at all. So like, you may not be interested in the slightest. But I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be very cool. But Echo, it was a pleasure. I had a lot of fun. So I think it's about time to wrap it up. Thank you all again so much for watching. Have yourselves a good day.
See you, everybody.